Summertime! Hi there! Back again. And if you remember last time I talked about that I wanted to work on my house over there, but I actually decided that I wanted to do sort of a combination of the ideas that I had, in that I wanted to expand upon the flower farm. I'm not going to be prettying it up today, because that's going to take a long time and that's going to be an entire episode in itself. But the flower farm is currently completely manual, and that is quite a bit of a bother. So I wanted to make it automatic, and in this room back here I've set up to actually make that happen. I've just connected the wires up here. This is the connection that is going to dispense the bone meal, and over on the other side there is the piston retractor, and well, that's pretty much it. So I set up some resources over here, and first off I'm going to need these. Now let's get a little bit of scaffolding going, like that. So let's see. This one here, actually let's just put dirt under all of them. That would be a little easier to work with. So like that. Then this one here is going to be replaced with a dropper, which should actually go like this. This one over here should as well. Let's do that from below. Dropper on either side, and then we need some droppers in the middle. These here. Yes. So off with this and off with this. And then these here. Let's see. This one here should be a dropper going in this direction, I believe. And this one here should go in the other direction. Like that. And we can take these out. Then we complete the circle by making a hopper go into either side of these. And this is basically going to be a T flip-flop. And if you don't know what that is, it is a toggle flip-flop, which is a memory cell. It basically remembers every time you press it, it changes its state from what it wasn't the moment before. So using those, we can decide whether or not the farm should pour water, and the idea is that it should pour water for a certain amount of time, after which it should automatically dispense bone meal, and then wait until the next cycle. So let's see if we can make this happen. We're going to need this and this and this and this. Now this one over here, like that, because here we actually need a sticky piston, and that is because now we're going to place the redstone for the daylight sensor, which is going to go over here. I cut an opening there to the roof and just blocked it off with a fence so nothing will fall in. And we need this signal to be reversed because I wanted to trigger at night time, and there's some reasons for that. One is I wanted to pour the water when the sun goes down, because that is the time I'm most likely to be at home waiting to leave home, so it won't interrupt my traveling and stuff like that. So doing that, this one needs to be a repeater, like that. so I won't have as high a chance of actually breaking the system, as it were. So what I'm creating here is a pulse detector, or what is it called, an edge detector, which only will trigger for a very short amount of time, equal to the time on this little baby here, which I've set to 2 ticks, or 2 redstone torches ticks, whatever. And that's going to trigger these. So if we simulate it, now it becomes day and it becomes nighttime, and for a brief moment these gets triggered. So that makes one of the droppers put the item into the hopper, which then holds it because it's locked until the redstone signal goes down, and puts it into the other dropper, thereby changing the state. So over here we're going to need some blocks, so let's get them real quick. Going to need these. Okay, so let's see here. This one here is going to need one of these, and we need the comparator, because we're going to detect when something is in that hopper, or not hopper, the dropper. This one should dispense an item. And what this should do is it should basically make the water pour. So let's see, this one here should probably be a full block actually. Yeah, I'm going to change it to a full block. It shouldn't really matter, but it's just to avoid the item bouncing around. So let's do that. Let's put this back so we can move around like that. Then we need some glass, and we need the pressure plates. So this one needs to go here, because that's where the item is going to land. So, oh, that's not the one I wanted, this one. Like that. Put the pressure plate in there. And you might notice that this string of redstone over there, if we take this out once more, we should see that that gets triggered, and if it doesn't, we can always put what is it called, a repeater there, in order to pull the signal. This might be too short. So if we simulate what happens here, we can put in one of these, go over here, now it becomes daytime, and now the signal comes over here, and as it turns out it is a little low, and that's very understandable because it's only one item. So we're actually going to change this up. This one is going to be a full block, like that, and then we're going to need a repeater here, because repeaters refreshes the signal. So putting redstone there, now the water will pour correctly. The only trouble is right now we don't actually have a reset signal, so we are going to have to pulse this again to get the water to go away. So we're going to do this real quick, which we can't of course right now. We'll do it manually. Let's see, take this out and put it in here. So since I had to use a redstone repeater there, I'm going to get another one over here. I didn't put it there. I'll put it over here. There it is. Just a few spares I had lying around. So over here now we have the dropper here, and that is going to be fueled with eggs. And the reason for that is I don't want to fill this up all the time, so I'm going to use the mechanic of the chicken in order to spawn eggs. And that is why I put the hopper here above, because I'm going to put a cage here on top with chickens in it. They're going to spawn eggs, put it into this, well, one chicken actually, that's going to be enough. And every time this triggers, it drops an egg, which takes 5 minutes, which is exactly the time I need for the items to pass down the water. So, doing that, we can then add the other bit. And what is the other bit? Well, let's see, do I need something from here? No, not yet. So, let's see. These here, we need how is it? We need this one here, like that, and we actually need here as well. Let's get a few more. Place this, and that's going to be sufficient for now. So, going up here, going to need the repeaters, and we're going to need the redstone. We need a repeater there, and a repeater here, if I can actually place them. Okay, then we do it like this. We need redstone here. And then over here we need the repeater going this way. And this one needs to be one tick longer than the other one. And then we need the redstone there. And this here is a falling edge detector, which means that when the item despawns, we get a signal out here of the length of this repeater. So, using that, we can then build a stairway. Put this here, and here, there, here, and there. We need more redstone. Pass the signal up here. Since this redstone here is pointing at this block here, it should trigger this dropper. And the funny thing is, it's actually pointing as this and connecting to this at the same time. But we could also put redstone there if it doesn't work. There is some wonkiness with the redstone on this server, so we might expect some trouble. This over here is then going to put out an item when this one deactivates. So what do we do with this? Well, this is when we need the cobwebs, because we need a 2-minute timer, not a 2-minute timer, a 1 minute and 10-second timer to be precise. And that is about, it's a little less than what it takes an item to pass through 3 cobwebs. So placing the cobwebs below here, we can then make the item slow down. We then take the pressure plate and we take the glass again, put this one here, so 2 minutes here, down, drops, and then this signal triggers to dispense the bone meal. So like this, like this, like this, and like this. So, now that we have that, what do we need? Do we need any more? Let's see. I actually don't think we do. let me just check the top here. Did I put in this? Yes, I did. Good. So that should be it, except for the chickens. So I'm going to be back in a moment when I have added the chickens to the system, and I will see you then. So see you in a moment. Bye bye. And here we are again. It's just about to be night time, so I thought that we'd observe what happens. So as soon as the night comes, the signal will extend here. This will trigger, which will drop the item down here. That item will take 5 minutes to despawn, after which the signal will send up here, reset the T flip-flop, and then it will drop the item from over here down to there, which takes 2 minutes before this signal is sent, which then triggers the bone meal. The reason for that delay is I want the water to dissipate before we actually bone meal the ground, or the bone meal will just be wasted. So let's see what happens if we wait here. So I'm going to sit here and you can just watch. See you soon. And there we are. That's how it works. And after that item despawns, well, it's ready for another go. Now at the moment it's set to do once every day at night time, but it's very easy to actually make it both manual as well as being able to turn it off by powering a block next to the piston without powering this block. Like this works by powering the block which powers the piston. Then this will power the piston and keep it up. This block will for a short moment send the power on. So by powering the piston itself, you can make sure this signal never reaches the other side, thus turning off the automatic mode. While in order to make a manual override, well, you just pass a signal to this point here. What you saw there was nighttime going away. Now, in order for the manual mode to work, well, it just needs to have bone meal the ground and it'll be ready again. Because when you trigger this, this will take 5 minutes to despawn, which is more than enough for this one to despawn, so it will be ready for another go as well. So everything works out and in the end we get the same result. So I'll continue on the house for now, so I'll see you over there in a little moment. See you there, bye bye. And here we are, right where we left off. And yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of building and talk a little bit, because the last 2 episodes has been pretty buildy, if that is even a proper word. I've been doing a lot of building in them, and that has required a lot of time-lapsing, and because of that I haven't really been able to talk, and there's actually been quite a bit of development. For one, my previous employer, well, they contacted me and they want me back. So yeah, I will be starting work again. I don't know exactly when that will be, but probably won't be very long. So yeah, that's going on. Other than that, well, probably not too much really, but well, I have been looking for work, as I said, and with that of course comes a little bit of stress. I have been turned down on a couple of jobs, but I've actually been to more job interviews than I expected, and it's gone a lot faster than expected. So really, I just like the opportunity before I start working to, well, before or as I work, to visit my kitty, because I haven't seen my kitty for a long time. Oops. And I'd really like to be able to do that. So, but I talked with my former group leader. I think that is the correct term for it. But talked about it, and yeah, it sounds like I'd be able to do that here, so yeah, that'd be good. On top of that, I'll actually be making a higher pay than I had before, except my hours will be varying, so yeah, I'll be making more in shorter time if I can take all the time that I'd like, but of course it's not necessarily likely that I'll be able to do that. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about was something that isn't about me, but actually related to the common update for Minecraft, because I'm a little worried about it. Worried might not be the right word to use, but let's just see. I have wishes for the game that I'd really like to see come out, because when you hear the word combat update words, then you get the feeling that it's going to be a lot of appealing to the masses, and yeah, I hope that they're not going to do that, but actually do proper things. Like, for instance, they've already revealed that they're working on special arrows, exploding arrows, other kind of arrows. And while that is cool, I hope that that is not the full way that they're going, because I'd like to see Minecraft actually have more than that. What I want is some different things. I'd like to see NBT tags be used more with weapons, so that you can make more custom weapons. And in the NBT tags have things defined such as swing time, how fast you're swinging the weapon, how long recovery there is. So for instance, right now you can just spam a sword, and that's just retarded. The only downside to spamming your weapon is that if you spam it too fast, the mob will take so much damage in such a short time that it won't register and you won't do as much damage. So that's a really bad way to make a game. So what I hope they're going to do is basically say, okay, you can hit the sword, then you need to cool it down. It's kind of like the mining fatigue that you have for tools. Sort of the same effect for weapons, so that you can't swing them as fast, so that you can have, for instance, a sword that is swinging quickly, an axe that is swinging slower but instead does more damage per hit, so that you can use different weapons to vary your playstyle. And apart from that, I'd like to see something out of the ordinary. Instead of just having the standard sword, mace, axe, spear, javelin, those kind of things, everything just based on doing damage in various speeds and ways, I'd like to see something more inventive. One example that I use often is a whip. I'd really like to see something like a whip, a weapon that would be nearly useless in solo combat, as it would be doing very, very little damage to enemies, But the idea of it being that it would be excellent to have someone managing a whip weapon if you're working in a group. Because how I envision it is you have the whip, and the whip will do, instead of damage, it will do pretty much the same damage as a fist, maybe a little more. But if it does any more, it would be something like half a heart more, so really a double fist. So the reason I want that is that it would be, instead of being a damaging weapon, it would be a weapon that you use to crowd control. So what do I mean by this? Well, a weapon used for crowd control can, for instance, make mobs run away from you when you hit them, so that you could basically use it to control how mobs react and keep others safe, rather than just do normal damage. Now, of course, it could have different effects on different enemies. Of course, I am sure they could figure out how to balance that kind of stuff. But I'd just really like to see them do something of that nature. Something you don't see in most games. And yeah, I just wanted to share that thought because, well, let's be honest, the only way that we as small producers, or whatever you want to call whatever I am, is going to be heard is to share our ideas, get them out there into the ether, and let others think about them and mull them over. So if others think that it is a good idea, well, it might spread and it might even reach the developers' ears. In any case, I'm sure it'll be fun nonetheless, but I really hope to see something good, something special come out of it. And yeah, other than that, as you saw from the last episode, my flower farm is now operational. So what does this mean? Well, it means that flowers is coming to the server, flowers in larger quantities, and as such, well, I'll be sharing them with people soon. So yeah, I hope people will like that. And the reason why I wanted to do the flower farm first today is because doing it manually, like, I've been grinding flowers for a couple of days to get a certain amount up and running. Rather, getting a certain amount to get the flower farming up and running. But yeah, doing it all the time is just annoying because you have to wait and all that kind of stuff. So when you're doing that, you can't really do much else. So I'd just like to get it automated, and it is now, so that's nice. The only trouble is, now it is going to eat up a lot of bone meal and it's going to eat up a lot of space. So yeah, I'm going to have to figure out the sorting system soon. I'll probably do that off video and just present it on a video, because yeah, it's probably going to be a lot of fiddling about. Like, I could test it in a test world and then build it on here on camera, but the problem is I'd have to replicate the scene since I'm in a little bit of a tight spot. So I'll probably do the other thing and then get back with it. But I hope that you at least enjoyed the buildy part today. Just a little bit to show what you can do. Like, it's not really anything overly fancy, it's just a couple of basic components combined together, so I hope that it was at least possible to follow it. But yeah, I wasn't going to do a whole lot of building here today, but I just wanted to get a little bit done, just so we are getting started at least. So once I'm done with this circle here, I'm going to continue with my day and sign off here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me just clean up that, and then we'll be ready to actually build the house next time. I was thinking, this house is pretty big, like compared to my other house. It's not big by what other people build, but big from what I build. And I was thinking I might partition this into 2 or 3 rooms, like maybe have a living room or public room here, and then over here have 3 different rooms, and that'll be for guests and stuff, so I hope that'll be nice. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do today, so yeah, I'll be signing off now. But before doing so, I just wanted to point out, have you seen this nice area behind me? Isn't it pretty? You might have noticed that compared to my previous videos, everything is now green. Well, it's become summer, so everything is turning green, and it is nice. I like the summer. Thank you for watching now. See you next time. Bye bye. Friendship and kindness is free, so why shouldn't flowers be? Aura's flower garden is now open, bringing gifts from the Flower Valley to all. Find us in the northeast corner of the Goodwill Bazaar.